Welcome to Yits and Rides, the life of a year-round cyclist in the Appalachian High Country. Learn tips and tricks to survive riding through the mountains, no matter the conditions, the bike underneath you, the route or destination in mind. I'm here to share my experiences and get more people feeling confident living on a bike. Welcome to Yits and Rides, y'all. Today I'm up on the parkway. I'm going to do a quick trip over the viaduct over there. Maybe go hang out at Grandmother Mountain, have a snack, and then pedal my way back home. Let's go. Some of the best boulders around, right up in there. So it might be too windy for y'all to hear me, but I was going to do a video about why I started a YouTube channel and my experience on bikes. And like everybody, it starts in childhood. I remember a story about my dad losing it because of a bike crash, and I don't know if that just made me kind of nostalgic for it or impressed, I don't know. But ever since I was little, I was fortunate enough to have parents that bought me a sweet little Huffy. And then eventually when I got a little bit older, around middle school time, they actually bought me, which was mid-90s, early 90s, a full rigid Schwinn. It was blue. It reminds me just like the ice cream truck. And I was also fortunate to have the opportunity to ride my bike around Charlotte. My parents allowed me to pedal to middle school. They allowed me to pedal to high school if I wanted to. Got some surveyors. So since I got to ride to school, they also let me ride to my friend's house. So I was pedaling all over Charlotte. Here's one of the most overused places in the high country, the Rough Ridge. The other thing that was extremely fortunate for me is there were sweet mountain bike trails all over Charlotte. And I was able to pedal to them. My parents allowed me to do that. I went to Solly in the early 90s, late 90s too. Got to experience that and get hooked. Me and my brother built trails in our backyard that we could ride. It was a good childhood. We would just turn dirt piles into jumps, and my brother would always chase me on the bike, so I always had fond memories. Eventually I bought a car. I got suckered into car life because it was kind of freedom. But I soon missed the bike once I got back to college. There's Shiprock. Way better spot than Rough Ridge. So like I said, once I got to college, I visited Maine, and I saw my dad's Raleigh Grand Prix from probably late 70s. And I got on that thing and rode it. And I was instantly hooked how fast you can go on a road bike. And I'd always been riding mountain bikes and kind of fell out of it because it was hard. As soon as I got on a road bike, it was so much fun. So I asked if I had any money in my savings account, and I did. And I went out and I bought $850 Raleigh Grand Sport. It was a touring bike, lots of gears. And I spent the first maybe 3 years just cranking out maybe 10,000 miles or so on that bike. And I used to race around Otsego Lake up in New York with that thing. And I came back to Boone. I was so excited. I was in great shape. I was thrilled to be back in the mountains, because up in New York, all the downhills end at a stop sign. So I got back here, went on a road ride with my buddy Nick. We were about to hammer one descent, start doing 35 miles an hour down the hill, and this deer jumps out in front of me. All I can say is, oh shit. And I just remember seeing its head right in front of me. And all I could do was flip over the top and slide on my backside. And I smashed the fork on that thing real good. So I eventually sold it and bought my CAD 9, my race bike. And that thing's just super, super quick. If you got the legs, that's what I'd use around traffic, not a mountain bike. So once I was in college and I had the Cannondale, I started to shift away from using cars so much. I'd run home from class or work and hop on the bike, go to a climbing destination or something. And that's where I got my kicks. So I was mainly road cycling for the longest time. And then I eventually moved up Winkler's Creek, and I had a solid job that was requiring me sometimes to travel late at night during blizzards or over the winter. So I bought myself a full rigid fat bike. And the reason why I did that is I liked the feel of being connected to the road. I didn't want to be sliding all over the place, and I wanted to be able to handle any condition to get me to and fro. So here we are, folks. Linn Cove Viaduct. Phew! Got a car behind me. I don't know why you want to go so fast on the viaduct. Shiprock. See, now here's the beautiful thing about being on a bike, folks. Everybody was freaking out when this thing was open to pedestrians during COVID. Well, folks, you can come up here anytime and enjoy the view. Hello, Blue Ridge Mountains. Down there's 221, probably the best stretch of road in the world to bike on. Oh look, we're on a bike again. Rotate. Doesn't look good. Looks like there's some fires over near the gorge. On a clear day you can see Charlotte. Not today. Oh yeah. All right, let's get going. Next stop, Valley of the Kings.